day we hopped onto a Garib Rath Express, and sadly we did not get a Tatkal confirm sleeper ticket. So we were sitting. We literally traveled for 15 hours, and here we are finally. So now we are leaving for Barsana to witness the glorious Lakmar Holi. Let's see you there. We hopped onto a public bus and it took us 1 hour 40 minutes to reach our destination. Barsana is approximately 50 km from Mathura. It is the hole of the lotus, the abode of Srimati Radharani, and around Barsana are the villages of all of her 8 Sakhis. We finally reached Barsana, where Holi is celebrated in a flavoured and notorious way at the Radharani temple. It was super crowded when we reached at the temple. People were literally throwing colors everywhere, dancing, praising the Lord Radha, wishing for their well-being. The Lakmar Holi celebration started at 4 p.m. near the foothills of the temple. The legend says that when Lord Krishna, who hailed from Nandgaon, visited Radha at Barsana, he teased her with colors, upon which she and her Sakhis responded by driving him out of the Barsana. The same tradition is followed by the men who come from Nandgaon every year and are beaten by lathis, to which they protect themselves using a shield. Indeed, a unique tradition which can only be seen in Mathura. This is the only temple of the Hindu deity Kirti, mother of Lord Radha. So right now we have reached Pagal Baba temple, which is approximately 7 kilometers from the Mathura city center. This temple was built by the followers of Saint Sheela Nanji, who was known as Pagal Baba. Surprisingly, this building is 11-storied building which is carved from a white marble. As you go to the topmost floor, you can literally view the spectacular Vrindavan city. Let's check it out, guys. It is believed that everyone's wishes are fulfilled here. People have written their wishes all over the temple walls. There are different idols of gods and goddesses on each floor. You get to see the mesmerizing beauty of the city from the top floor. Next, we took a rickshaw and headed to the Govind Dev Ji temple, which was 3 km from there. Govind Dev Ji temple is one of the finest and exceptional temple which we saw in Uttar Pradesh. The central tower of main building is 7-storied and resembles the form of Greek cross. The temple is built up of red sandstone adorned with dome, archways and wall surfaces intricately carved. It was installed by grandson of Krishna about 5000 years ago. Indeed, a beautiful temple so far. The next day we left for Govardhan, which is 22 km from Mathura. We hopped on a public bus and it dropped us within 40 minutes to the bus stand. From there we took an e-rickshaw for Kusum Sarovar. On our way to Kusum Sarovar, we were surprised to see few devotees performing Dandavat Parikrama of the Govardhan hill. This is usually of 21 kilometers. They do this as an offering to Lord Radha and Krishna. This beautiful historical sandstone is situated on the holy Govardhan hill, which was constructed by the Jat rulers of the Bharatpur. Maharaja Surajmal, who captured Red Fort in 17th century after defeating the forces of Mughal king Ahmad Shah Bahadur, constructed the Sarovar and garden for his queen Kishori Rani. On the upper level are 3 tombs. The other tombs are those of his 2 queens, Kishori and Hansiya. The Kusum Sarovar is beautifully maintained and it literally takes you back to the times when it was constructed by the Jat rulers. From Kusum Sarovar, we headed to the Radha Kund, which is 2 kilometers from there. Legend states that once Mama Kans sent a bull to attack Lord Krishna and Balram. The bull was killed by Lord Krishna, which according to Radha was a sin committed as the bull belonged to a cow family. So she started digging a place with a kangan and then the holy waters entered this place from Krishna Kund. This is the place where Lord Krishna washed off his sins by taking a dip inside the water. Hence this place is named as Radha Kund. It was super cloudy when we sat on the boat to take a ride of the ghat. It started raining heavily, so we quickly ran under the shades on the other side of the ghat. It was altogether a different experience. We enjoyed the boat ride in mere 200 rupees. Feeling the water drops dripping all over and thinking about the history of this place, we left to worship the King of Dwarka, Lord Krishna. On a walking distance was Dwarkadish temple, which is dedicated to Lord Krishna, who is also known as the King of Dwarka. It is one of the largest and oldest temple of Mathura. There was a black marble idol of Lord Krishna with a white marble idol of goddess Radhika. The pillars were covered with plastics to avoid being tainted by the holy colors. Our eyes were pleased after seeing such colorful walls of the temple, as if the Lord himself was enjoying the festival of colors. There were holy celebrations going on inside the Krishna Janmasthan temple, and we avoided to go inside because the crowd was out of control. So we decided to enjoy the dance and happy faces of the people having fun outside the temple. This was the end of our journey to the land of Radha and Krishna.